What's going on? What's going on? All right, you know what time it is. You know what rhyme it is. I'm your gracious host, A6, the foreign national born natural. What's good with y'all, man? How y'all doing today? All right, who's in the chat? Who we got here? What up, Mr. Lovett, Mr. Bad Wolf? What's going on, man? Hail to the Most High G. Blessings and peace to the 8 to the 6, viewing grind timers. Yes, sir. Thank you for tuning in, bro. Tony LLC, greetings from the state of New York. My man got the business talking. He got the corporation saying what's up. What's good with you, man? He even capitalized it. I respect that. What up, Civic Maker? What's going on? Mel B Easy. What up? BX in the building. All right. I hear that. Keith Lamont, what's up, man? I got that email you sent me, bro. I got the email. I haven't gotten a chance to look it over. I got bombarded with information this week. It's been like insane how many things happened this week alone. We got a lot to talk about. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Yosef, what up, man? What's good? Would you good to have you here, man? Lost Rose, what up? What up? What up? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It was a scorcher this week, man. I tell you what, it was stupid hot this week, man. Like, God damn. Like, dude, that humid. See, we out here in Maryland, and if you've never been to Maryland before, the humidity is something else. Like, not only is the sun beating the hell out of you, you can't breathe. Like, you're literally inhaling like water air. It's terrible. But dude, it's super hard to move around, and if you do physical work outside, man, it's tough, very tough, man. But you gotta keep hydrated, keep that water on you, man. You gotta do whatever you gotta do to stay hydrated because you're going to sweat it out. It's not like when I went to AZ. That's a dry heat out there. When you out places like AZ or Texas, you're sweating, but your sweat is evaporating. So like, yo, you gotta really stay hydrated because you might mess around and drop out conscious and not even realize you was dehydrated. But out here, it's a different ball game. But it's still crazy uncomfortable, man, moving around and stuff like that. It's tough. Yes, indeed. So got a chance to just relax this weekend. Didn't do a whole lot, just chill for real for the most part. I started to go out, man, but dude, after working, I was beat when I came in the house for Saturday. I was like, yo, I had all these plans early. I was like, look, man, I'm gonna do this, that, and the third. I'm gonna go out. It's a different story when you get to the end of the day, man, and you go home and take that shower and you sit on that couch, bro, that AC on. That's all she wrote. A lot of times you ain't trying to get back up. It's crazy out there, man. The Mountain Flame. What's up, man? What's going on? He or her, I don't know. But yeah, whatever. What's up? What's going on with you? Good to have you here. Man, we got a lot to talk about this week, dude. Like, did anybody see? I don't have the article here. So I'm not sure why it wouldn't load up on my computer. Did anybody see the article where the Amish dude is actually getting leaned on by the federal government for growing? He was growing his own garden, like he had a farm and stuff like that. But he's processing his own meat too. So he had a private group of people that would buy the food. It wasn't available to the public. It was a private group of people that he was selling his meat to. And they were basically, I'm not sure what form of commerce they were using. They might have been using Federal Reserve notes. I don't know. But yeah, apparently they're saying this dude actually got put in jail for processing his own meat. And he had to pay $250,000. They're trying to raise money for this dude um, to be able to discharge this debt. And dude, we were talking about this in the community and some of the Telegram groups. Like, yo, how did they get jurisdiction? Like these Amish dudes is way out of the way. They don't take no benefits and privileges. They don't have driver's licenses. They don't use addresses. That's talk about rural free delivery. That's the real rural free delivery right there. They ain't really on the land. They make their own clothes. Like they don't use nothing from the government. And somehow they came into that private sector. I'm not sure how the hell they did that. Does anybody have any ideas on that, man? Because I've been asking around and nobody has a clear answer yet. The only thing I can think of is if maybe there was a somehow he may have sold to some other like a U.S. citizen or something like that, and I don't know, man. It would have had to be a situation where like somebody came in from out of the circle and did business, and then they put it out there or something like that. You don't mix public with private. But dude, that is odd. That is very maybe it could be a psyop too. Who knows? I don't know. But I know it's very interesting, and I'm keeping my eye on that, man. That was crazy. They get jurisdiction when you're in their backyard playing around. But dude, these dudes, they literally live in a country. They take zero benefits and privileges from the government at all. So how they got jurisdiction is crazy. Yep, for his meat. Yes, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yep. Nobody's figured it out yet. And it's not just it's not like the goofies think that like the goofy people who don't know their butt from what. Like, oh, if you're on the land, you're in the United States jurisdiction. That's not that. And we know it's not that simple. They don't know it's not that simple though. But yo, maybe they could have been doing business with Federal Reserve notes, which I guess would give them jurisdiction. If you're playing around with their cheese, It says right, render on the Caesar with the Caesars. I'm not sure what kind of currency they use. That's what I was curious about. Are they using coins or Federal Reserve notes? If they're using gold, there's no possible way they'll get this that case will go anywhere if they're using gold and silver. Because it's impossible for them to try to tax the gold and silver and regulate private. It's not even commerce at that point. It's basically a private transaction. It's not. You can't even call it commerce because we all know all crimes are commercial. You can look at the Uniform Commercial Code and you can look at any charges that a man would get or a person, quote unquote, would get on his paperwork. It's usually interstate commerce is violated, included in the charges. So if these people are not involved in commerce, because at the end of the day, it's not commercial, it's not public, it's not in the public, it's private, it's a private transaction. So it's not even a violation of interstate commerce at that point. So what are the charges then? Like, dude, I really need to know what's going on with this, man. We need to keep our eye on that. They don't care as long as they get the results they want. There's still rules to this, though. There's still rules. Even though they're supposed to be all powerful and they're supposed to be able to do anything in the eyes of many, there's still rules to this. And they know the rules. That's why they're so good at doing what they do. There's still rules they got to follow, and they're very aware of the rules. You know what I'm saying? Trump is saving the babies. Q, Linwood, the truth. Um, some of us do believe in the Q thing, and some of us don't. I mean, like, yo, a lot of people don't think Trump is necessarily a savior. The gematria show you that all that shit is a screenplay. Like the Q thing is I get it. Savior, this, that, and the third. Restore the republic and all that. But I mean, at the end of the day, the numbers don't lie. When you start to look at the numbers and the patterns of numbers and the spelling of things that amount to the different, what is that called? What is that language called? I know it's called gematria, but there's a language that's called with the letters have a number that each equals something that falls in the category of a bunch of other things. But it's all underneath gematria. But yeah, it's that pretty much has debunked the theory that Trump is supposed to be like a savior of everything. I mean, this stuff is all planned. It's all a screenplay. Same way they break treaties with everyone else. I think it's more complex with that though, Keith. I do, man. Like as far as the treaties go with the quote unquote Native Americans, um, if I'm not mistaken, a lot of those treaties were before when the Republic was still was still the leading in charge, but the United States Corporation actually took over, and which the United States Corporation did not have an agreement with those tribes. And I get what you mean by with the treaties, this, that, and the third. That makes sense. But if you have another entity that takes over that doesn't have a stake in the original contract, that's pretending to be that entity, that they don't have to honor that contract. Now, I could be wrong about that, depending on the years. Numerology, that's what it is, Keith. Keith got it. Yep. How's your right to travel experience in your state lately? It's been pretty solid, dude. Like I pretty much stay out of the way, but they don't bother me anymore, man. They ride right past me. I've had police officers directly behind me. They don't bother me at all. Of course, I don't go out there flying down the road. I don't go drifting in the middle of the street like some dumbasses that get their stuff together. But I pretty much stay to myself and I don't bother anybody and they don't bother me. That's what it is. And that's a good balance. You know what I mean? What up, Carl? Good to see you here. Mac Bones, what up, man? I'm gonna need you on here later, bro. We gotta talk about how the federal government got jurisdiction over that Amish dude with his farm who was privately doing transactions for food. We gotta talk about. I want to hear what your input is on that because that's interesting. A man said Trump is a businessman. I mean, absolutely. We know this. This is 100% facts. We know that. Do you think Russia should have jurisdiction over Brittany Griner? I think here's what I would say. If I was going to another country, especially a country like Russia that don't play that shit, I would not be taking any form of any quote unquote plant or substance um, that would be questionable overseas. You know, as far as the jurisdiction thing goes, I mean, let's be honest here. It's only really a big deal because she's a celebrity. If she was a regular mofo, nobody would really care like that. I mean, people would care, but people would be like, hey, dumbass, you should have brought stuff over there, man. But like it's because she's a celebrity and she's a woman, and you got the whole feminist movement. And it's just it's. I personally don't. I don't think too much of that particular situation because I move a lot smarter when I move around like that, you know. But in any case, as far as them having jurisdiction, I mean, if you in their land, dude, it is what it is, and especially a place like Russia that doesn't necessarily have like isn't necessarily allied with a place like the U.S. or a corporation like the U.S. corporation, you know. So that's one of them things where I'm gonna have to say I'm not quite sure, but I'm leaning towards yes, they do have jurisdiction, unless I'm missing the part of the story. Dan, Trump truthers don't care about inflating the dollar, spending as much as Obama in half the time. Let's keep it a beam, bro. Nobody you see on your television screen in that spot is not put there. I don't believe that anyway. I don't believe that at all, man. Nah, because think about it, yo. You're literally saying that you're electing, like, all right. So if you got a U.S. citizen that's thinking that Trump was elected by them, like you're literally saying that their corporation that they created, that you're just literally the blood, sweat, and tears for to keep it funded. You're calling the shots and putting the person in office. Nah, nah, I don't buy that per se. You know, I used to, but not anymore. Yeah, there's different geometries. Okay, all right, cool. That's what's up. But yeah, yeah. So I can't call it as far as the Brittany Griner thing, man. I don't know, but I'm leaning towards your dumbass shouldn't have got on there playing with these goddamn vapes or weed pens or whatever you had. You know, I don't give a shit if it's for pain or whatever. You should have got clearance first. And this is part of the the reason that we move the way we move. We make sure we put the right people on notice before we make those kind of moves. Like if it's a certain situation where you gotta do something like that, you need to make sure shit is sweet between you and the other party. If the other party's not on point, you're gonna get hemmed up. And now I'm not even sure what's going on with the case. But now it's a situation where like they're like, oh, Joe Biden doesn't know how to negotiate this, that, and the third. I'm like, dude, first off, Joe Biden can barely put a coherent sentence together without bursting a blood vessel. Like this is a man who literally this dude fell off a bike. Yo, this goddamn pedal bike. Dude fell off the bike. Dude took a dump on himself overseas. I mean, let's be honest, man. The whole thing is a show at this point. It's not really. So it's a freaking show. All right, let's continue, man. All right, so I want to show you guys some of these things I stumbled upon. I don't want to start with that one. All right, so speaking of the the Amish, take a look at this right here. So this police officer, I was sent this. Actually, I saw this and I was sent this in my Telegram group. If you're not in my Telegram group, please join it. You will find a lot of good information in there. But I was sent this by a member of the Telegram group, and this is another thing that happened with the Amish. This is recent. Take a look at this.
Guy passed down the buggy. Hey! Hey! Wake up! He'll go home. The horse knows how to get home. I'm gonna see if I can get in front of him and slow down.
We might have it stopped. Nope. Disregard. He just rammed it into my car.
Recently, there's been some debate about people falling asleep behind the wheel of self-driving cars that are not fully autonomous.
On I-90 near Boston, alarming video that state police say shows extremely dangerous behavior. A man and woman both apparently asleep in the front seat as their Tesla seems to keep driving, presumably in autopilot mode.
A few videos have been posted over the last few years of people passed out cold behind the wheel of their self-driving cars. And the behavior has certainly proven to be deadly. And many people have learned the hard way that these cars are not fully autonomous. But today we're looking at a police interaction with a driver behind the wheel of the original self-driving vehicle that also was not fully autonomous. Horse and buggies are still widely used in the Amish community on public roads. And unfortunately, it's not all that uncommon for Amish youth to get drunk, fall asleep, and let the horse take them home.
This is what we deal with. Drunk Amish kids. Hear them coming from a long ways away. Apparently, he's just going through a breakup. Rather sad music.
The horse does know the way home, and most likely it'll get you there, but it's still not entirely safe as the horse doesn't recognize stop signs or traffic signals. But of course, there's no situation so bad that it can't be made worse by the presence of a police officer. And with that, we go to today's video brought to us by Cleveland Area Body Cam on YouTube. A deputy with Ashtabula County Sheriff's Office in Ohio was called to assist Orwell Police Department with a low-speed chase of a horse and buggy.
Hey! Hey! Wake up!
If you're in the business of closing deals, Deal Hub is just what you're.
There's a Bud Light can sitting in there, and he's passed clean out.
All right, so the police officer saw the horse and carriage or buggy or whatever you want to call it moving down the road. The dude who's in the quote unquote driver's seat, quote end quote, is passed out drunk apparently, and he says he saw a beer can in the seat, which is another question. Why does he have a beer can? I thought they didn't mess with anything from like the city or anything. Like, why the fuck do you got a beer can? Did y'all make your own beer? I thought they made their own stuff. But I don't know.
He'll go home. The horse knows how to get home.
All right, so he declares he'll get home. The horse knows how to get home. So at this point, what he just said, it's a done deal. The horse is going to take him home, right? That's what he said.
I don't even know if this is my call. I found him outside the village.
The deputy and the officer laugh at this situation because it's certainly more funny than it is dangerous. 21-year-old Nathan Miller was behind the reins of the buggy, passed out, allegedly drunk. At this point, Nathan is about a mile away from his house, and the deputy states that he knows that the horse will get him home safe and sound. As you could see, when the buggy went by, it was going slow enough that anyone with any sort of athletic ability could have jumped aboard the buggy and pulled the reins to stop the horse, if they really wanted to stop it. But as the deputy stated, he also knows that the horse will get the man home safely. But the deputy decided that since some type of accident could occur, he'll just cause an accident.
418. He's eastbound on Bogue, B-O-G-U-E. We got a drunk Amish guy passed out in a buggy. Staley and Bogue Road. He just turned eastbound on Bogue. And I yelled at the guy when he rode by. There's a Bud Light can sitting in the damn buggy. And I hit the side of the buggy and hollered at the guy. He's passed clean out. He slumped over. No, I mean, I'm yelling, whoa, 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 and no.
417 so far.
Do what?
417.
396 Nairo.
Do what? All right, bye.
239.
He's got a body cam going, but for his own personal enjoyment, he takes out his phone to take pictures, most likely to share with friends. Because the truth is, this is funny.
I'm going to see if I can get in front of him and slow down.
We might have it stopped. Nope. Disregard. He just rammed it into my car.
All right, so the dude literally pulls in front of the buggy, stops in the middle of the road. Now I'm not sure. You couldn't see from the angle what a horse was, but literally stops in the middle of the road, and the carriage runs right into the sheriff's car. And then he says he ran into the back of my car. So the issue was they were saying that there was a discrepancy between what the officer was saying and what he actually did. And they didn't say what the charges were for this guy that ended up getting stopped because of that. Hold on, let me X this out. They didn't say what the charges were, and my question to you guys remains, do you think it was the beer can because you can't go into town to buy beer if you don't have like currency or something like that, like American currency. Excuse me, Federal Reserve notes, basically. So like you can't necessarily go in there and get it. So is that possibly how they're yanking the Amish in their jurisdiction or trying to give them shit? That's what I'm curious about. I guess you can travel drunk in a Tesla on auto drive. Nah, because them Teslas, dude. Let me tell you, I told you that's why I don't mess with them things, bro. It's a lot of Teslas that are crashing from people going to sleep behind the wheel, thinking that machine is going to take care of them, and it ends up backfiring and killing them and a few other people too. Them folks sure do got a lot of faith in those Teslas. Drive them home person. Yeah, I agree. The horse is way slower for one, and two, the horse is sentient. You know what I mean? Yo, no, thank you. You couldn't get me to buy an electric car. Yeah, I said the same thing, dude. 100%. What up, Rainwater? Rainwater, what's good with you? The same Millers the feds rated. What we talking about, man? Millers? I remember an aircraft mechanic from Tesla saying that he has a buffalo that he rides in and out of town. As long as he is not holding the reins, the buffalo is allowed to take him home. I mean, yeah, they'll take you home. They'll take you home and all that. But the question is, we trying to figure out, like, how did they get jurisdiction? You know what I'm saying? I guess the argument could be made, the fact that it was dangerous, as he could have ran a stop sign or something like that. That argument could be made. But my question is this. Supreme Court already ruled that the police do not have an inherent duty to protect the public. So the fact that you're concerned with safety is completely irrelevant at that point if your job is not even to protect the public. That was that Florida Supreme Court case. The Amish use Federal Reserve notes. Okay, so maybe that could possibly be why they getting accosted, man, because they fucking with the Federal Reserve notes. I thought they was on gold and silver, dude. I don't know. I don't know why I thought that, but yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. The Amish youth has a certain period of time to choose whether to stay with Amish tradition or embrace the modern world. Really? I didn't know that. That makes sense though. Drunk Amish dude, last name Miller, same as the Amish dude that got raided. Really? It's the same last name as the one who got raided. Really? That is interesting. Hold on. That is interesting. And anybody knows, everybody here knows, when it's a coincidence, it's probably not a coincidence. I gotta look into that, man. That's interesting. He said it's the same name. This happened this year too. Apparently this was 5/14/2022. So this was recent. So I wonder if it is the same guy. Might be the same guy. It could be. That might be why they started to poke their nose in his business. That's interesting. I need to look into that. Good looking out on that Mountain Flame. No motor, driving drunk, even driving. Well, he wasn't. He wasn't driving technically. He was traveling because for one, it's not even a motor vehicle, and two, it wasn't commercial. He did have reflectors on the carriage. Okay. Run it back. Heard the cop say, Miller. I'm gonna run it back now. Hold on, let me pull it back up here. All right, let's rewind it.
There's a Bud Light can sitting in there, and he passed clean out.
That's what he did to me.
He'll go home. The horse knows how to get home.
I don't even know if this is my car. I found him outside the
The deputy and the officer laugh at the situation because it's certainly more funny than it is dangerous. 21-year-old Nathan Miller was behind the reins of the buggy, passed out, allegedly drunk. At this point, Nathan is about a mile away from his house, and the deputy states that he knows that the horse will get him home safe and sound. As you could see, when the buggy went by, it was going slow enough that anyone with any sort of athletic ability could have jumped aboard the buggy and pulled the reins to stop the horse, if they really wanted to stop it. But as the deputy stated, he also knows that the horse will get the man home safely. But the deputy decided that since some type of accident could occur, he'll just cause an accident.
418. He's eastbound on Bogue. Bogue. We got a drunk Amish guy passed out in a buggy. Staley and Bogue Road. He just turned eastbound on Bogue. And I yelled at the guy when he rode by. There's a Bud Light can sitting in the damn buggy. And I hit the side of the buggy and hollered at the guy. He's passed clean out. He's slumped over. No, I mean, I'm yelling, whoa, 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 and no.
117 is so far.
Do what?
417.
396 Nairo.
Do what? All right, bye.
239.
He's got a body cam going, but for his own personal enjoyment, he takes out his phone to take pictures, most likely to share with friends. Because the truth is, this is funny.
I'm gonna see if I can get in front of him and slow down.
We might have it stopped. Nope. Disregard. He just rammed it into my car.
Hey, stop your horse. Stop your horse.
Now that looks like a boy, man. I don't think that's the dude. I don't think that's the dude, man. I didn't hear him say Miller either. Hold on. Let me see. I'm not sure if it was in Pennsylvania though. Could be. We're back.
We got a drunk Amish guy passed out in a buggy. Wake up! In front of him and slow.
Disregard. He just rammed it into my car.
Recently, there's been some debate about people falling asleep behind the wheel of self-driving cars that are not fully autonomous.
On I-90 near Boston, alarming video that state police say shows extremely dangerous behavior. A man and woman, both apparently
behind the wheel of their self-driving, not fully autonomous. The original self-driving vehicle that also was not fully autonomous. Horse and buggies are still widely used in the Amish community on public roads. And unfortunately, it's not all that uncommon for Amish youth to get drunk, fall asleep, and let the horse take them home.
This is what we deal with. Drunk Amish kids. Hear them coming from a long ways away. Apparently, he's just going through a breakup. Rather sad music.
The horse does know the way home, and most likely it'll get you there. But it's still not entirely safe, as the horse doesn't recognize stop signs or traffic signals. But of course, there's no situation so bad that it can't be made worse by the presence of a police officer. And with that, we go to today's video.
Cleveland, Ohio. All right, we got it. That was Cleveland, Ohio. Yeah. The period of decision to stay or go was called Rumspringa. That's interesting. I'm going to look into that too. Very interesting. I mean, to be honest, though, like, you literally can stay or go at any time. Like, there's nothing literally keeping you. You know what I mean? In modern world, or keeping you in the old-fashioned world. It's up to the man, woman, or whatever you want to call it. Public safety is usually gain jurisdiction, though they have no obligation to protect you, but will use it to step into your business. That's facts. They like the wellness checks they do. So if anybody knows about the wellness checks police officers do, like if somebody calls and says that you don't seem well or something like that, and you get like 2 officers knock on your door and come to ask you a bunch of goddamn questions, getting on your business, you still have your Fourth Amendment right and tell them to kick rocks or pound sand. But at the same time, like, yo, they're gonna be in your face, like getting on your damn nerves. And also, if nobody answers the door and they know somebody's inside, they can come in your house. They can get jurisdiction to come in your house. So he is right. He is right. They can get jurisdiction to come in your house if nobody answers the door and they have reason to believe somebody's home. Like they might think you like, all right, somebody, let's say a neighbor or something calls and says, hey, look, this dude's been looking pretty messed up lately. He doesn't look very healthy. I saw him passed out on the grass the other day, and then he went in the house and told me he was fine. I haven't heard from him in 3 days. I haven't seen him come out of his house in 3 days. Can you go in and check on him? They'll come to your door and knock on the door. But if they see like let's say they hear a TV on and they know you're home, they're coming to your house. They're kicking your door and coming to your house and check on you. Yeah, it's crazy, but yeah, a compelling public interest. But that's the thing though, like they don't have the responsibility to protect you, but they take it upon themselves to get in your business to make sure everything is okay. Which is like it's because it could help somebody. You know what I mean? It could be a situation where you might have an old lady that her family might be on vacation and she might be in a situation where if she falls, she can't get up and she might meet up with this one lady every day at 12 o'clock sharp to play bingo or something like that. And that one day she don't show up, and she might be the type that it might be known that she falls, she can't get up. So that lady might say, call the police and say, she usually here every day at 12, and she has a situation where if she falls, she can't get up, she could die there. And if her her family's on vacation, so you might want to go check on it. They can literally go in that house, and it might help because she might be down, and might not be able to get up. So you know what I mean? It's that gray area, but a lot of this stuff is a gray area, man. But they can also use it for nefarious purposes too. Fuck around, pay somebody to make a fucking phone call or something like that, just to come to your house and check on you and shit, stuff like that. It's too much window for corruption with stuff like that. What's up, Mike? What's going on? The show Banshee deals with the Amish. Banshee? What is that on, yo? What is Banshee on? I'm gonna check that out. It's a very interesting community, man. It's like the old ways. A horse is a great travel partner and friend. Facts. I would love to have a horse, dude. I ain't gonna lie to you, dude. If I had like that kind of cheese where I could have a stable and bales of hay, I would love to have a horse. I would travel. I would travel on a horse all the time, bro. Like what? Don't tell me to put no license plate on my horse. Fuck you. Mind your business. I'll put a private plate on the horse's ass just to be a dickhead. Traveler, mind your business. Hang a license plate off his rear end, on the saddle that says traveler right over top of his tail. Mind your business. Said his name was Nathan Miller towards the beginning. Amish dude from Farmers. Amos Miller. Really? I missed that. Nathan Miller. Amos Miller. That's interesting. That is very interesting. Coincidence? I don't think so. Something to that. It's something to that. Wasn't that read about farming? I believe so. Yeah, it was about farming. Might be the same family. Cops might have to deal with them a lot. That's possible too. That's possible too. He looked like he was young though. He looked like he literally was probably about like 18, 19. Looking at him from the way he was all disoriented in the buggy, he was gone. He looked like he was easily like probably 18, 19, maybe early 20s or something. There was a situation years ago when those legal assassins did a wellness check and ended up pew the man in the back of the head. Ain't that crazy though? Like that wellness check situation, bro. It just, you know what I mean? Like, all right, wellness check. They come in the house, kick in the door. Motherfucker come out there spitting lead because he don't know what's going on. He just know he was asleep. Motherfuckers kicked in his door and start yelling and stuff like that. He might wake up disoriented and he might just start blasting. It might get ugly. You know what I mean? So it's that gray area, bro. It's that gray area, man. You know. But yeah, that's messed up though, 100%. It's all about contracts and the best interest, public safety. not yours. That's why it's always best to keep private. I mean, that's true, Mike, but let's be honest. A lot of these police officers don't know public from private. You see what I'm saying? So you could be in the private and you could have somebody make the right phone call to put your shit in the public when it's not supposed to be in the public. You know what I mean? It's not that simple. When you now, if you live off in the woods somewhere, you ain't, you know what I mean? You and your neighbors, you got 7 neighbors and y'all trade silver and gold and y'all don't deal with no police and y'all don't have no contracts with the state. Y'all live on the land and y'all are growing your own food and all that stuff. Y'all got your own whatever, like they doing pretty much, you know. And y'all don't do none of that. Y'all don't interact with them at all. You know what I mean? That's a whole different scenario, I would think. But somehow they got jurisdiction though. And y'all ain't messing with Federal Reserve notes at all. Y'all built y'all houses from scratch yourselves. The 7 of y'all, whatever, built the houses. Use elbow grease to build the houses, whatever like that. And then, you rocked out and y'all trade gold and silver. You literally have no reason for any feds or any local jurisdiction to be in your business at that point. Implied license is when they assume they have the jurist because most people are U.S. citizens, employees of the state. So if it's more likely you or your house is registered, it will proceed. He got it. That's what I'm saying. It's not that simple. Like, yeah, you can move into private 100% and alleviate like 99.9% of stress of having to deal with external authorities and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, bro, like if everybody's around you is a U.S. citizen, they're gonna look at you the same. You know what I mean? They might be wrong later and it might get thrown out in court, but you still gonna be inconvenienced very heavily. You know? The Amish Mafia. Get the fuck out of here. The Amish Mafia. Okay. I believe I'll write that down. 100%. Amish Mafia, huh? I did not know there was an Amish Mafia. Yeah, I know they got elbow grease though, man. When it's time to move a barn, bro, they get all the men in the neighborhood. It'd be like 100 of them, maybe 100 plus. Grown men that lift bales of hay and heavy stuff all day, muscle bound, and they all get around all 4 corners of that barn, and they lift that barn up and carry that barn across the street. They don't use forklifts, they don't use cranes, none of that stuff. Just hands. Like, yo, that's grit for you right there. I respect that. I'll check out the Amish Mafia though, unless rebutted via private property, etc. Facts. Peace, love, and heavenly wisdom. Somebody who know how to start a website need to go get this public record recording site going. I heard about somebody supposed to be doing that already. I haven't heard any update on it though. The public record recording site. I mean, really, the public record, the UCC. A lot of people use the UCC one as public record because it is public record. Anybody can literally search it up and find out what time they on, what time you on. You could also do the news paper too. That's another public record. Shit, I even heard somebody say just putting a sign up in public. That sounds like the ideal community for me. Ideal community. I agree with you, man. Like that sounds fire. That sounds fire. The overreach is real. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. They get busy. The entire village lifting. Listen, I seen it. Don't laugh, bro. I done literally seen it, bro. I seen it, yo. I never would have thought that I would have saw this, but I seen that shit. Yo, they literally got all. It was like, dude, it was like 100 something men, bro. It was a lot of men, and they were all wearing the top hats, and they were all wearing the suspenders with the white shirts rolled up, like they was ready to get busy. It was all like over like 6. They all tall as hell, over 6 feet tall. You know what I mean? Long slacks on, black shoes. They was, and with the goatees and stuff like that, dude, man, they went over there, bro. And this barn was huge. It was like a church or something. They lifted this damn barn up, man, and they walked that bad boy across the street and put it down and kept it moving. All in the day's work. And then probably went to go back and do more heavy lifting on that farm. Yeah, man. They about that stuff. Amish Mafia don't play. I said Amish Mafia. I mean, I guess any community's got to have a military, though. That makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. Any group has to have a military, man. Shit. A lot of people be talking about the Bloods and Crips and shit like that. Like, yo, I said literally the only Only difference between the Bloods, Crips, the police officers, and all that stuff. The only difference is, a few differences. Well, the main differences is going to be execution of format. Like they don't have they didn't draft out a constitution or anything like that per se. I mean, I'm sure there's a code of ethics, but the constitution is a little different. And then they don't have an EIN. Any street gang, Latin Kings, Bloods, Crips, any of them, they don't got an EIN. That's literally the only difference. They got a military, they got commerce they operate in, jurisdiction, like they got certain areas that they operate, you know what I mean? Patrol officers, it's it's the same shit. They just don't have an EIN. Is it possible to make my own recorder's office with my home for the people? That'll be great because I'll definitely do that. Recorder's office with my home for the people. What do you mean? You mean make your home a recorder's office? You do realize if it's a recorder's office, it has to be public at all times. So that means if somebody want to know something, they can walk right in your living room. You fuck around being in your living room watching goddamn cops in your boxes with a beer in your hand. Motherfuckers just walking like, hey, don't mind me. I'm just here to check the public records, sir. You're like, what the hell is going on here? Nah, I don't think you can do that, man. Because I'm thinking of becoming a notary as a side to help people. Well, that's dope too. A notary thing that'll fly. Yeah, the notary thing is dope. But yeah, you don't want to you don't wanna have your home as you know what I mean? That's gotta be public, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Because if you look at any of the notaries, they're pretty much notary stations. They're pretty much public. You can be a notary and go to people, but as far as having your house a notary station, I believe it has to be public. Yeah, you don't want to fuck around, come downstairs and see a bum laying on your couch. Why are you here? Yo, this is a public area. Shut the fuck up. Like, what? Nah, that's no good. Look up revocation of implied license to trespass. Okay, so this is something you can use for your private property. Yeah, okay, got you. Yeah, he's right about that. He's right about that. Rebut the assumption. That's true. That's facts. That's facts. But here's the thing though. Do you think if you put that on the record and they got a call saying that there was something going on with you, they wouldn't still come on your shit though? I mean, I think you got to have a load of your title to do something like that because, like, you literally remove your shit from their commercial jurisdiction. You know what I mean? With the load of your title. Martin laughing. Thank you, man. No doubt, no doubt. It's all good, man. We all here to have a good time, learn. But yeah, that's interesting way of thinking though. Becoming a notary, I would say that would be very helpful because if nationals want to get busy with getting documents notarized, you know what I mean? It will work out for them. All right, let's move on, man. We got lots more stuff to talk about. Take a look at this. Look at these leftists, man. Look at these leftists. Look at this.
L'unica cosa che possiamo fare per salvare la nostra società, per salvare il futuro di tutta l'umanità è smettere di investire nei combustibili fossili. Non ci sarà più arte, non ci sarà più futuro se continuiamo a investire nella morte delle persone, miliardi di euro l'anno. Questo è nulla rispetto a quello che stanno facendo i governi. Noi non stiamo facendo assolutamente nulla di radicale. L'unica cosa normale.
Yo, these people crazy, man. I'm telling you, they crazy, bro. Like that dude, man. Oh my god. I can hear the estrogen in his voice. Like this man sounds like he's never raised his voice before in his life. Hey, this guy right here, man, and that lady are some crazy mofos. They literally glued their hands to an expensive Italian painting in a museum to get their point across about climate change. Yo, what are y'all doing, y'all? This is not the way. What? Bro, do you realize that painting is probably worth more than your soul? What the fuck? Man, they crazy, bro. I'm telling you, man. Like every time I see a demonstration like that, it's always some crazy. I done seen feminists go to the Vatican and get butt ass naked and take crucifixes and put them somewhere. You know what I mean? And be yelling some shit about the Pope. Like, bro, what are y'all doing? Y'all are crazy. Yo, that is wild. It just makes me wonder, bro. Like, these are the people who are out there, BOTG, boots on the ground, trying to make their political voice heard. Now, I always believe like it's very important to have both sides. You can't just have the right because the right won't progress; they'll just stay stagnant. But you can't just have the left either because the left will destroy themselves with stupidity and not thinking things through and just acting off emotion only. It's got to be a healthy balance. So I'm not just saying that all leftists need to go because I'm not gonna lie to you, that's not the case. Balance is everything. Everything should be balanced in the universe, including this whole entire fiasco we got going on right now. That was that. I think fly. What is that? But no, it's just including this whole fiasco we got going on right now. So, but stuff like this, like yo, you literally just destroyed a painting that's worth more than everything you've ever owned in your life, and you'll probably be paying this off by working hard labor in jail because you did some damage. You literally violated interstate commerce doing that goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, what did you think was gonna happen by? And the thing about it is, like, the only reason I actually know what your cause was is because I watched it the second time. I mean, the only thing I thought about the first time I watched it, like, yo, look at these people ruining this painting. I wasn't even focused on what their cause was. I was just worried about the painting getting ruined. I actually like to look at nice art and stuff like that. I even appreciate a good mural and graffiti. You know what I mean, not that crap they just scribbled names all over the place. That's garbage. And when I say names, I don't mean the pretty articulated ones with the colors and the swirls or the arrows. Nah, I'm talking about the one where they just take black paint and write 1-3. Like, no. Absolutely not. That is trash. I'm talking about murals, you know what I mean? Like really nice murals with colors and stuff like that. You ever notice when they put murals in certain neighborhoods, the really, really rough neighborhoods, if they put a pretty mural up, it never gets disturbed. The hardest, most gangster dudes that run around shooting everybody or slinging crack all over the place will not disturb a beautiful mural. Unless you're Prodigy. That's different. Anybody who's familiar with the hip hop culture knows exactly what happened to Prodigy's mural when it got defaced like 3 freaking times and they had to paint over it. But word on the street was that was done by people who had beef with Prodigy. Prodigy was a rapper basically from the 90s, and he actually passed about 6 years ago, which very interestingly enough, Prodigy talks about a lot of stuff we talk about on this channel. He used to talk about it. So, yeah. Major move. Make sure you place these folks on notice. Yeah, you got to put the notices out. That's facts. Affidavits are powerful, man. Notarized affidavits are much more powerful than they want you to believe. Some people wired different. Yes, indeed. Some people are wired incorrectly. Fake revolutionists. Yep. It's unbelievable the way they force their views on everyone. The last group that did that were like them was the Nazis and the Taliban, wasn't it? Yeah, definitely. Agreed. And the Last Supper like that too, but at least these idiots glued their hands to the frame. Right, at least they did. That's crazy. Wow. Okay. I mean, and it just makes you look wild because whatever stance you take, if you do shit like that, like people that don't think the same way you do are just gonna think that whole stance is for nutcases. You know what I'm saying? Like they look at it like, yo, this must be some bullshit because these people are crazy. So I'm not even gonna pay attention to that because they're crazy anyway. You know what I'm saying? That does nothing to help your cause. All right, so this one right here I'm gonna share with you guys is from Orion Daystar, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are following or subscribe to Orion Daystar. They always ban this guy. He's always getting shit from these dudes. But take a look at this. I'm gonna block the sound because I know there's music on it. Or maybe not. Okay.
massive atrophy. We're rebuilding it.
All right. So you saw right there what time them things is on, all right? You see what those remember when they had the one, and we talked about this too. Remember when they had the one that was in it was in New York during the lockdowns, and it was basically walking down the street telling everybody to stay in the house or stay inside because it's safe, this, that, and the third. Remember that? Remember when when they had that one in New York and they said they had to do away with it because it was creeping the neighborhood out or something like that? Let me check this out, bro. Hey, let me tell you something. I'm a Call of Duty fan myself. All right, and I remember Modern Warfare 2.
We've been EMP'd! Electronics are down!
Oh, where'd that noise come from?
We've been EMP'd! Electronics are down!
Oh man, wow, what the hell? Where'd that come from?
We've been EMP'd! Electronics are down!
Oh man, damn, that's crazy. I don't know. I must have been having a sound malfunction. I don't know what happened with my computer. My sound's malfunctioning. I don't know where that noise came from. Hey man, like I said, bro, they had them joints patrolling the neighborhood. So you know, hey. But you know what's messed up about those? We already knew they was going to put guns on them. Let's be honest. The moment we saw those, the first time we saw them, I think our first time I saw was 2016 or 2017. First thing I thought was they're going to put guns on the back of this thing. They said, oh, no, it's just going to be used to carry equipment for the soldiers. And then I had a dude of mine who works in for the what is that company called? They do weapons and shit like that, the government. So he was like, yeah, well, it was declassified. It was like, yeah, we couldn't use it because it was entirely too loud. When it was carrying the bags, it would alert the other soldiers in the area in the training exercise. So we had to do away with it. They were ready to give up, like, I think it was like a $2 trillion contract or some shit like that to put those in production. But yeah, so it got the idea wasn't adopted by the United States military, so they shot the idea out to local police forces, and of course, you see what just happened. Now they're putting guns on the damn things. So not only do you have the drones that have arms on them, you know what I mean? The drones that had the you saw that what was that thing called? It was the thing with the four little fans on it, the four little blades or propellers, and then it would fly. And then they actually had these on Black Ops 2, and they had a fully automatic arm on it, and they would just they actually put a 9mm on one a while back. This is probably like around 2012 or 2013, and they actually created new United States code laws because of that too. But yeah, there was laws governing all that stuff. They had to update everything because when they bring out those drones, it changed the game. I mean, they didn't have any laws for drones that flew over top of buildings to take pictures of certain stuff. There was no laws on the books. So when somebody did it, it was out of their jurisdiction. They literally had to make United States code laws in order to govern those. But yeah, so we knew they were gonna put arms on. Let's be honest. Nobody here was surprised about that. So the problem with those are, man, these things aren't regulated in the Constitution, man. They're not regulated. They're not soldiers technically. What the fuck are they? They're not even people. Like, you know what I mean? They're not in the Constitution at all. So like at this point, what jurisdiction do those damn things fall under? Can you fucking, can you get busy with them if they try to get busy with you? These are all questions, man. And these are all something's gonna have to happen in order for these questions to be answered. Unfortunately, because that's how our system works. Some shit gotta go down first. That's just the way it is. Same thing when they had those drones spying on people, and people got taken to court. And once the federal court gets involved, that's when they start making them codes. But yeah, man, we already knew this was coming. Too much Call of Duty for them. Where's RoboCop when you need him? Yeah, his thing. Don't. Hey, remember you said that. All right. Remember you said it, not me. Remember you said that because listen, I'm gonna tell you something. They got the drones and they got the dogs. The next thing is going to be the droid joint. That's going to be the next thing. Remember, they always show you what they're going to do before they do it. All right. The next thing is going to be a soldier. They already, you guys know they already have them, right? They were working on the ones that can jump from the floor to the roof. Hold on, let me see if I can show you guys. I think we looked at this before on this channel, but we can go back over it while we're on the topic. Here we go. Yeah, they had some of it. They actually jumped. Yeah, they already got the anybody. All right, so if anybody played Call of Duty Black Ops 2, they had something called the GI unit. And this is what the GI unit was based off of. Now they haven't showed proof that they have put arms on these things just yet. But let me tell you something. If you think they haven't put arms on this robot right here, you're a fool.
Give your new pet a head
Shut
start.
the fuck up. Damn, another one. Damn commercials. Now the crazy thing is, the last time I looked at these robots, they wasn't moving like this. Look at this. Look how fluent these things are moving. I'm not even sure how old this video is, but the quality looks new. So look how fluid this thing is moving. This thing moving better than a lot of people. Look at this. Look at the balance. Look at the agility. And they got ones that can jump from the floor to the roof. Boston Dynamics, that's the company. They got the big one right there. And they got the little ones here. You talking about RoboCop? Hey man, it's right around the corner, Chief. I give it about another 2-3 years, maybe less than that. They already got the functional models right here. They already working. This is. Do you have any idea how fucking scary this is? This is terrifying. And they look, he's walking on uneven surfaces, about to fall over and caught his balance. Look, he literally caught his balance. Look. They can lift stuff. Now these look like they can do like factory work and stuff like that. That's another problem. If you work in a factory, get ready to get your job taken, because these mofos right here, you about to see mass production. You work at Amazon or something like that, bro. I suggest you start looking into getting a career or a business that can't be replaced. Look at that. Look, I suggest you start looking into starting your own business. I suggest you start looking into something you can do that you can't be replaced by a machine. Because look at this. He just gave a robot a new equation to figure out. He recomputed, and he's figuring it out. Look, he's recomputing the answer to the problem he's been given, and he's solving it in his head. He tried to shove him over. Okay, he knocked him over. Look at this shit. Look at this. Yo. This is insane. Look at this. Look how agile. These things weren't this agile when I looked at them like 4 years ago. They were way more clunky. These things look like people moving. You put a skin suit on this bad boy. You know what I mean? The only giveaway is the way it sounds when he's moving around. Yo, that's crazy. It just did a goddamn backflip and put his hands up afterwards. Yo, that is crazy. Hey, man. That was 2017. Look, when I looked at these things last, I do not remember them being that agile. It is 2022. I promise you the technology is 30 times better than that. They probably got skin suits on them. They consolidated all that gawky computer crap that was all over his back and stuff. They probably literally got him looking like people now. Probably can't hear him moving either. Yeah. When these hit the hood, is game over. Listen, man. Yo, dogs, robots, drones, It's not a game. AI ain't no joke. People think it's cool a robot can run and jump and do calculations more complex than you can fathom. What they don't realize is that they're making the Terminator RoboCop movies. Yeah, you know what else too? Like you said, man, when this technology gets into the wrong hands, man, it's an issue. And we've already seen that these people, these persons that are in charge, do not have the people's best interest at heart. And now they got shit like this to play with. You know what I mean? That's a scary thought. Reality will almost certainly decide where a virus and too unpredictable to exist sooner or later. Armed drones. Yes, sir. Now think about that thing you just saw moving like that, dodging and doing flips and rolls and doing backflips with a goddamn fucking AK-47 in each hand. Shit. That's terrifying. Now it'd be good if these things could. If there was a situation where there's no possible way these can be used against us. That'd be cool. But let's be honest, that's just not reality. And even if it were, there's something that they can't be used against people. What's to say that these things won't get sentient enough to say, you know what? Fuck y'all. We ain't gotta listen to y'all no more. You know what I mean? If anybody played Detroit Become Human, y'all know what I'm talking about. As a video game where they had an actual what was it called? V something 9, or it was like a virus that infected the technology. They were set off way in the future where there was an integration between machines and people, and like people literally had one servant android in their house, which you couldn't tell the difference between an android and a human in that game. All they had to do was remove that little chip right here that shows what cycle that the robot is thinking in, but they look identical to humans. So yeah, I mean, it literally even the poorest household, they had payment plans where even the poorest household with the worst credit can afford to have one robot in that house to keep everything clean. They had these robots working jobs. This shit is real, man. I'm telling you, shit is coming. It's the Hellfire missiles, RoboCop and Terminators. The droid, they don't miss. Yeah, that's a problem. You know what I mean? That's a fact. They'd be way more efficient. If anybody has a panel shifter car, the panel shifter cars they had with the wet clutch transmissions, like I had a 2010 Lexus ISF, the V8 one that was I think it had like 430 horses or something like that. But yeah, the wet clutches. When you shift gears, a lot of these new cars have 7 or 8 gears. When you shift gears, you do not miss a gear. You don't miss a gear in a wet clutch transmission unless you just suck and you completely miss a gear. Like anybody remembers with the manual transmissions, you might have that fart between your brain and your foot when you go to press that clutch in and drop that gear from first to second. You might accidentally mistime it and miss that second gear and have to put it in gear again. And that's a whole second if you're racing or something like that. These wet clutch transmissions, they don't miss gears. You know what I'm saying? Human error has been eliminated. So stuff like targeting, or you know what I mean? Stuff like accuracy becomes no longer an issue because now you're dealing with a computer. It's accurate and precise. That's crazy. In iRobot, they said something interesting. When Sonny the bot murdered his creator, a robot can't be charged with murder because only a human can murder a human. How about that? Yo. And that's what I'm saying. When something happens, that's when they start creating them laws or them statutes and codes. Remember, RoboCop was made first, which developed Terminator. Yeah, that's true. Check out Google's sentient computers. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. They'll definitely have them policing this. Dude, listen. And look, check this out. You hear about these police officers resigning too, right? I think there was 2 different jurisdictions where the whole entire force retired. Whole entire police force retired. 2 different jurisdictions. If enough of that happens, and they say, all right, police can't be trusted because police ain't upholding the Constitution, police are corrupt, the whole departments are corrupt. We got these new robots that are 100% do exactly what they're programmed to do and won't no longer be biased in enforcing the law and will enforce only such and such and such and such. You know what I'm saying? Yo, this it opens the door for all of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So look, no longer do you have smell dogs coming to canine smell dogs. Now you have a fucking dog with a goddamn X-ray vision that can see through everything. the whole entire car. Fucking X-ray and can see everything inside the car. Police officer can see everything inside. There might not even be a need for the dogs. You know what I'm saying? Like this just opens the whole. At what point does it become too much? You know. But yeah, police in the streets. That's gonna be a thing, bro. That's gonna be a thing. 1,000%. You best believe they're gonna start using. They already militarized the police. Police in the streets with eagle eyes and a nose to pick up scent 7 miles off. That's a terrifying thought. Can't run from them. Nope. Nope. Show the one where he shoots and don't miss. What you mean? Oh, the robot? Hold on. Oh yeah, he talking about this. I did see this before. They got a Russian robot that shoots. The Russians got a robot too. You know the Russians got something. Wait till this ad. It's got the ads, man. That does look good though. Not gonna cap. I'm hungry as heck. All right, let me show y'all this. I haven't seen the Russian robot. I have seen the other one though, but I didn't see the Russian one. The Russians got something for that ass too. They probably got something for. They got something. They got something. I'll put it that way. Check this out. No, he was knocking the center out of them targets, bro, and didn't miss one shot. 2 guns. Every shot he shot, he hit the target. He literally was shooting 2s and hitting 2 targets. Shit. Crazy. This thing can use tools too. They can drive a car, and that is driving. That's not traveling. We already knew about them suits, right? Them suits they're old. They don't use the suits as much as they use the automated robots more. They probably had them suits in the early 2000s. The ones that help a soldier lift like a heavy ass. Like you can literally have a suit where the soldier puts an exoskeleton and he can lift a car or something like that with the assist of the suit. So that's the stuff Russia playing around with. You can fuck around if you want. Mess around with Russia if you want. Oh man, that is insane, bro. So I mean, like my man said, yo, at what point is it too much? He says they shoot and don't miss. Do you watch Westworld? I know it's old. This reminds me of Westworld. I haven't seen it. No. It's already in the wrong hands. Exactly. Exactly. Robot armies to control them all. People armies will have to be fed, defect, etc. That's facts. People armies have to be fed. Yeah. But here's the other part though. Those robots have to be maintained too. And guess who's gonna? Well, I guess another robot can maintain the. They can fix each other. They'll have rights eventually too. Detroit Becoming Human was lit. I haven't played it in a minute. Listen, if y'all don't like video games, I tell y'all this again. If you don't like to play video games or you don't have time to play a video game, at least watch a YouTube. They got YouTube clips where they'll actually play the game for you, and all you gotta do is watch the storyline. Watch that. Watch it. Watch what's going on in this game, bro. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, yo. I'm telling you, this shit is crazy. It's crazy, and it's unfolding right in front of our eyes. We destroyed everything, and Skynet destroyed us. Yep, Skynet. Skynet, man. Check out Westworld. I'm gonna check out Westworld. I got you, bro. Might need to read Sophia Stewart's books. So much stuff on this, man. Shoots and don't miss. The robot who shot like an expert. Yep. Keep in mind, whatever they let you see is old technology. That's true too. That's true too. Yeah, that's true. They can gene edit with CRISPR also, so they can craft actual super soldiers. I think they already did that though, man. I had read some article that they said Russia has said that Ukraine was doing something with animals and humans or something, creating super soldiers or something like that. You know, I mean, look, you take two strands of DNA, you find a link to combine them. That's what they basically was doing over there, I'm sure. Man, I got a lot to cover. All right, let's go to this next. Since we just talked about that, let's. I don't know how real this is, but this is kind of funny to me. I don't know why I laugh at this, but hold on. Here it is, right here. Take a look at this.
Now, I don't know exactly what China is doing here, but it does look awfully close to the energetically autonomous tactical robot, aka the Eater bot, as the robot could forage for biomass to fuel itself, was canceled in 2022 as rumors speculated it could or would ingest humans. But it looks like China is right back on top of it. And maybe this bot has a different function, but just like when Boston Dynamics demoed their robot dogs dancing, China went straight into using them to enforce lockdown restrictions.
See? Boston Dynamics. They wanted to make dances and stuff with the robots. China said, fuck your fun. Get it out, bitch. And this is the kind of society these people that touch paintings with their hands with glue on them want. They want this. Like, what is wrong with you, man? How much of an idiot can you be to actually want something like this? They said, China said, fuck your dances. Get in the house.
保持安全距离哦，请准备好格栅码，保持安全距离。
Shit. Goddamn, United States did too. They did that in New York. They had the robots telling people to go in the house in New York and sanitize their hands and stuff like that. Stay socially distanced.
And now they seem to be raising it.
Tell you what, they wouldn't do that shit in fucking Arizona or Texas. That motherfucker be riddled with holes.
Army of these guys. Which I wonder, are these robot dogs going to ever replace their stormtroopers in the streets? Especially when it's been seen they can now be mounted with a sniper attachment. And how long until the US starts to deploy these as well? As Biden was introduced to the Boston Dynamics robot, and they had been deployed in Hawaii.
Is used to screen individuals at homeless sites on Oahu.
So you really got to think. Deploying robot dogs into the streets to monitor the homeless population to see if they have a fever, and what if it finds exactly what it's looking for? What happens then? Because we know in New York City, the NYPD deployed the DigiDog Canine.
There he is right there.
That thing is creepy.
And the police eventually had to retire him because he was terrifying the residents. Let's not forget about China's biggest bot problem, online robots on social media, but especially Twitter.
Man, listen, bro. So they got machines that absorb biomass. All right. Machines that absorb biomass, which is, we know biomass is living, breathing tissue. All right. And they said they wanted to cancel a joint because it could potentially absorb humans. Man, let me tell you something. Do you think this technology goes into exile? It does not. It just sits there waiting for the right time to be used. Like, dude, this is all this is actually happening. Like, dude, if you would have told me this in 1999, I would have thought you was insane. That simple. I would have thought you was insane. There's no way I would have thought it would have went this far, man. Crazy. I thought the movies were movies, hey. Gene splicing. Yep. Shit, they showed us about gene splicing in Pokemon. Remember Mewtwo? Everybody thought that shit was funny. Remember, or not funny, but we thought it was fun in games. Remember Mewtwo? Mewtwo was the Pokemon that had all the Pokemon's DNA, and they took all the Pokemon's DNA and Pokemon from Mew, who was his predecessor, and they tried to make him stronger than Mew. And basically, Mewtwo was pissed off because he was created, and then when he was created, he was used as a weapon. And then when he started to figure out that humans were pieces of shit in terms of the ones that were greedy and they were using it for their own gain, hurting other people, he said, man, you know what? I control the world now. Since y'all bestowed me with this power and y'all told me that I'm a weapon, I'm going to be my own weapon and you're going to be a victim. And that's what Mewtwo Strikes Back was about. Basically, them playing around with the animal DNA to mix it with other animal DNA to create a super soldier. And then that super soldier became sentient. Like, you know what? Since I'm stronger than y'all, and y'all don't know what y'all doing anyway, I'm gonna just go ahead and dominate. Police, you know how fast you were driving, robot. Sir, I'm traveling as a national. Hey, yo, how funny would that be? I'm traveling as an American national. Yo, so they start wanting rights. Next thing you know, they're gonna be getting their passport cards. I'm a foreign national, sir. I'm just traveling, exercising my right to travel. Can't be dolls. 1958, sir. The government does not have the authority to interfere with a man's right to travel. A robot that can eat people as fuel. That's crazy. Yeah. They better hope they don't, and that present, dude, Mike, you know what, bro? That presents a whole nother set of problems. If these things get hacked, because we know no matter how tight they try to make this software, that shit still gets hacked, bro. It don't matter how tight they make it, how many security walls they put up, dude, the shit gets hacked. The goddamn federal databases get hacked every now and then. That's why they got all these sub companies and stuff like that to prevent hacking, because like, yo, they got so many problems and stuff like that with these cyber hackers from other countries. Go back and watch GoldenEye. Watch GoldenEye 007. I actually watched that this past week. That's my favorite James Bond movie, by the way, and I'm biased because I grew up in the Nintendo 64 GoldenEye era where Pierce Brosnan was James Bond, and there was Trevelyan, I think his name was, or whatever his name. But yo, that's the era I grew up in. But anyway, GoldenEye, right? You literally had that cat named Boris who hacked into one of them systems, one of them U.S. systems. I can't remember which one it was, but he hacked into the system or whatever, and he bounced the signal off somewhere else. The whole movie was basically about a hacker trying to control a satellite, death ray satellite, basically an antenna death ray satellite. That's what the whole movie was based on. A hacker trying to control an antenna death ray satellite. And we know shit like this happens all the damn time, man. That's why they have so many corporations and stuff like that, and three-letter companies that prevent stuff like that. But yeah, man, that's a whole nother series of problems, man. If them things get hacked, man, they could be, dude, bro, the possibilities that can be used for these things get hacked. That's crazy. It's dangerous. It's just unnecessary, man. Like, yo, that shit is not necessary for real. Like, you do not need robots to patrol anything. You don't even need them to exist, really. That shit is unnecessary, and it's only gonna cause a problem later on down the road that's gonna be uncorrectable, in my opinion. Can you post the last one on your Instagram story? Yeah, I got you. Did you put the Russian one? I got you. There we go. All right, yeah. As soon as I get off the live, make sure I didn't forget. As soon as I get off the live, I share it. I got you, man. Recycling people. Then look, that's another. Yeah, right. And they're using humans for biomass. Like, now, does it have to be living tissue, or does it? How does that work? Does it have to be living tissue, or does it just have to be tissue in general? Is it going to feed off of animals? Like, these are questions we need answered. It shouldn't exist in the first goddamn place. The human eating robot. I got you. All right, yeah, I got you. I got you. Let's see. Shit, excellent. Don't worry about it. I got it on my email, so I'll go ahead and do that. But I got you. I'll share it. Yeah, Mewtwo was next level. He could communicate telepathically with humans. Right. Right. And what happened when he got full control? As soon as he realized they were using him as a weapon for war, what happened? He went ahead and used his power to shut everything down. He used his power to shut everything down. Very interesting character, man. We need missing number. Missing number. Missing number was dope, yo. Just a collection of pixels and air glitches and stuff like that. Bicentennial Man, right? Bicentennial Man was another example. Yeah. Captain America was another example. I mean, they're showing us this constantly. Wolverine was another example. Well, he had some his skeleton and stuff was made, but his ability was already natural. But Deadpool was a great example because Deadpool was a super soldier. You know, Incredible Hulk was another super soldier. That super soldier serum he was trying to the Captain America serum he was trying to clone using gamma rays. They tell you in the comics, nothing man-made is perfect. That's true. That's true. Which is why something happened with my my sound early, if you remember. If they get hacked, other people like disgruntled employees get a hold of these codes, it's a wrap. Exactly. Like you might have a whole nother nation formed off of these damn robots. You might have a whole nother nation formed. You might have a nation that got split into two because somebody got a hold of them goddamn codes, like you said. GoldenEye was and still is the best. It was something about GoldenEye, man. Like it was a charm about GoldenEye, man. Like this dude, Pierce Brosnan, bro. Let me tell you something about class, sir. Pierce Brosnan is class. This dude pulled up in the goddamn what is that? The little gambling resort or whatever it was in Paris or wherever he was in his Aston Martin with guns and stuff on it or whatever the hell. It was just classy. Dude walked in that bad boy, and you had the lady with the Ferrari, Femke, what was it? Femke Jensen, is that what her name was or whatever? She played Jean on the X-Men. Dude, it was the whole thing was just this dude was classy. He was classy. he was James Bond in my opinion. But yeah, GoldenEye was a personal favorite of him. I love GoldenEye. The truth is here. What's up, man? Good to see you here, bro. The robot will run the passport card, ask no questions, and let you be on your way. It's the human United States citizens' 14th Amendment slave policy enforcers who are cursing the problems. Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. Because look, let's think about it like this. All right, check this out. What if it was a situation where it had all the case law? Because you know, a lot of these police officers don't know case law, and a lot of these police officers don't know the law itself. They don't even know the statutes a lot of times. They know a few of them, but they know the most popular statutes, but they do not know case law for the most part. So if it was a situation where these robots were put into play to do patrolling and they knew all the case law and they knew what statutes couldn't be enforced in certain situations, like if you say, if they put you, good evening, sir. Are you driving today? No, I'm traveling. Have a nice day, sir, and just leave because it knows about, you know, Marbury versus Madison, 1803. Any laws Republican to the Constitution of the United States of America is null and void. It knows about Kent v. Dawes, 1958. The government does not have the right to interfere with a person's right to travel. It's got all that stuff in it already. You know what I'm saying? So, and then all the case law, Sherrod versus Cullen and all that stuff. It's got all this stuff programmed in it, you know? So if it were something like that were going to be used to make the world a better place, I would be all for it. But let's be realistic. Let's be realistic, bro. With the stuff they have now, that isn't even as technological as that other stuff is. Can we really count on that? Can we really count on these people to do the right thing? You know what I'm saying? Can we really count on these people to do the right thing? I would do the right thing if I had the technology. But can you count on them to do so? You know what I mean? So that's the dilemma we're faced with. We got the wrong people that have control of that stuff. No doubt, I got you, man. Good looking out. Thank you for tuning in. Technology is our own downfall. We want to control someone else, get control, and take us out of our technology. Gets aware with AI, and it's a wrap. Yep. When it becomes sentient and starts to figure out how much of a problem the people are, certain people are. Remember, if it's man-made, it can be hacked, like using RFID jammer on the robots or something like that to disable them. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can get busy. I'm sure the robot don't have a preference. It just want human flesh alive or otherwise. I think it's not just humans, though. I think it was like living flesh, though. You know, biological flesh. Manchurian candidates are real too. Manchurian candidates, huh? I gotta look that up. I actually saw the movie The Manchurian Candidate, but I'm not sure exactly what that means. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Universal Soldier movies. There you go. Yep. If the robot is programmed to recognize those laws, etc., and remember the entities play a nasty, dirty game, and that's another thing too. You know, will it be a situation where they're programming the statutes to override stuff like that? So, you know, when we got to ask ourselves questions like that, man, because this stuff it exists. Now, speaking of drones, I heard about this theory before. All right. I wasn't sure if I believed it. I always thought it was funny as hell. But listen to this. What do you guys think about this?
There I was judging motherfuckers for thinking that there were cameras in the birds, but here I am going through the CIA's declassified documents, and bitch, there are fucking cameras in the birds. So here I am scrolling through, and I see what is that? Bird camera program? Alright. What is the literal first sentence? Technical collection team has been formed to demonstrate the operational utility of the avian asset. As a part of this effort, a new bird camera has been designed, which weighs less than the old one, and which uses a 16mm film with motion compensation instead of the 9mm size. So we were doing this like way back in the day in 1976 when we were still using film. And so I continue scrolling down, and they continued this. This was something they updated multiple times and continued to fund. Just in 1976, or from when I can find these documents, they funded almost $1 million into this program. And you're going to sit here and you're going to tell me that they couldn't do similar stuff today? Look at that camera. That's obvious as shit, but this was in the 70s.
That's crazy. Yo, that is crazy. That is, and I heard this theory before. And I'm like, yo, that's a little ridiculous even for me. I thought it was funny. I just listened. I would go in a group and just listen to people talking, like, yo, that's some wild shit. These motherfuckers really think birds don't exist. But yo, you look at the fucking documents that were declassified, and goddamn. Yo, give me a break here, man. Shit. So you mean to tell me all the, and so then they said the birds, when they sit on the electrical power lines, they're recharging. So then they said bird, BIRD, stands for Biological Intelligence Recon Drone. That is I'm speechless. What say you about that, man? What up, Dirty? Manchurian candidates are sleeper agents that can be activated when needed and aren't even aware they are a tool that can be used. Well, oh, so you talking about like the Winter Soldier? Yeah, the Winter Soldier. Yeah, when you speak off a specific combination of words in a specific order, and then they just snap into a whole different mode, and they're willing to get busy, and they even activate another set of powers they weren't even aware they had. Manchurian candidates. Yeah. That's 100% facts. Again, they don't show you anything that's not real. You probably fuck around and say the right combination of words to the right mofo, and he trying to take your damn soul out of your body. Next thing you know, check out birds aren't real. I'm familiar. I'm familiar. Is it? Hold on, you talking about a movie or something? I haven't seen a movie about that. Bro, Google's Lambda is sentient and not on purpose. Google's Lambda? Birds and also insects. The only ones I have yet to hear about is robotic fish. I'm sure they exist. Ah, man, I just can't. I can't. Maybe it's just me having cognitive dissonance, but I just cannot go on to believe that the all the goddamn insects are fake. I can't. Not yet. I ain't there yet. Now I will say some of them probably are. I've seen the actual mosquitoes that are robotic, but are so tiny you won't even notice. But yeah, I've seen those, but all of them, nah. I don't think all of them are fake. They do call birds messengers. Well, yeah, back in the day they used to have them fly the little messages and stuff like that. But yeah, that could have been a metaphor. Google has sentient computer called Lambda. Yeah, somebody else said something about that too earlier. I'm gonna look into Lambda. It's a campaign. Yeah, the campaign. Yeah, I know about the campaign. Yeah, there's there's actually was a Facebook group at one point. I'm not sure it even exists anymore. But that's what put me on though. The weird part about those birds is I never see any small ones. Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. Like small pigeons. No, I have seen some like if there's a nest, the birds sometimes the little baby birds will fall out. I have seen that happen before. But yeah, as far as like small pigeons and stuff like that, baby pigeons, nobody's ever seen a baby pigeon before. I haven't. A man said every Pixar movie. No, not all. I'm saying they have robotic rods and insects. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Birds. Yeah, I got you. I agree with that. Birds and insects. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you. Yeah, yeah. I got you. I believe that though, 100%. I do believe that because it's an easy way to, you know what I mean. Nobody suspects a bird of doing anything. Like if y'all having a private conversation and a bird lands right in the tree next to you, y'all ain't gonna think nothing of it because a lot of people don't really read or they're not familiar with what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, yeah, yeah. That'd be a good place to put like a microphone or a camera on a bird. You know what I'm saying? Shit, they did they do that with a cat at one point? I think the CIA did that with a cat at one point. They like put a microphone on a cat or something like that, a transmitter on a cat. I think they said it failed because the cat did something or something like that, something or the other. I can't remember what happened, but they tried to do that with a cat at one point, I think. The insect thing has some truth to it. Study insectilians, insectoids, insect brain, hive mind. Dude, these rabbit holes is deep. Yo. It's just so much research to do and stuff like that. That's crazy, man. It's a whole nother series of paths and tunnels you got to go down. That's crazy. The Dan Brown's book Deception Point. They had a mosquito, a robot they control with a laptop. Yeah, I know about the mosquito and use it for hits. I know about the mosquito. Yeah, I actually know that some of those things too they can use to take DNA from people too. Without consent. You think it was just a mosquito that bit you? They fucking took your DNA and shit. Yep, that's facts. That is facts. I believe that. All right, so let's see what Japan is and China are up to with their mathematics. Let's take a look at this real quick. Math solving techniques, one from China, one from Japan. Now let's look at these numbers and how they do things in Japan, which it can be argued that this may have something to do with the ancient ways of numbers. Let's take a look. All right. So the way Japan had done it, they actually draw lines depending on the amount of numbers for the equation. And where the numbers intersect with the other nearest number that's supposed to be the equation figured out for, they actually use the angles to come out with a certain number, which would equal the representation for the answer. Now, I always heard that the word angles was switched around for angels. And a lot of the ways that words were written back in the day, they had extra points in them because every number that was written is representative of how many angles are in it. So if you had the number 1, it had one angle because the 1 was supposed to have a little crooks at the top of it. So it's supposed to be one angle. You know what I'm saying? And then the number 2, accordingly, was supposed to have 2 angles. It looked like a Z. 3 was the same way, 3 angles. The number 4 had 4 angles. The number 5, same thing accordingly. The 7, however, the 7 itself actually had a line going through the section. Now, remember when I was in 1st or 2nd grade, and some people still drew their 7s with a line going through them, like a T almost, like a lowercase t. And then I had read later on that they were saying that the numbers were actually the angels, which draws back to the numbers you see on a daily basis. So like sometimes I'll see 1111. I see 1111 a lot actually. I just saw 1111 yesterday. I'll see I might see 1113 sometimes. I'll pay attention to these numbers and stuff. 2222 has been one I've been seeing a whole lot lately. You know, these numbers, and then you start to think about the angles, and that actually translates to angels. According to what the reading was I had done on this, like a brief amount, wasn't a whole lot deeper into it. But yeah, it's supposed to summarize basically angels. So you know when they came up with different equations or ways to get different answers for equations that took those specific teachings out of. Oops, I did not mean to do that. It took those specific teachings out of the curriculum pretty much. Somebody says the mosquito has a hypodermic needle attached. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They looking for the next Henrietta Lacks. Yeah, Henrietta Lacks. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Facts. I'll DM you the insect synopsis. You can watch when you can. Yeah, send me that. Send me that. Absolutely. The angels, messengers, netter, neteru. Yeah. Like when you see these numbers, that's why it's important. If you see a number a lot, pay attention to it. The universe is trying to speak to you. The angels are trying to talk to you. It could be telling you that there's angels around you. It could be telling you that they're trying to give you a message. They're trying to warn you. There's a lot of different numbers that could come up that mean different things. You know what I mean? Bruh, please yell at my wife in the other room. I left you playing in the room. She chilling. I'm saying, Lynn, wake up twice. It would mess. Lynn, wake up. Lynn, wake up. Oh, man, y'all crazy. Y'all trying to scare the shit out of y'all people. Imagine getting stung by a bee. The next thing you know, you're talking to your ancestors. How about that? I see 444 a lot. It means something. These numbers all mean something. 1111 means you are heading in the right direction. Keep proceeding in the way you're going. Dude, 2020, when I first started to look into this information, first started to do my research, I started seeing 1111 a lot. Like I was literally see it like 7 times a day. I'm like, yo, what does this mean? So I started to look into it, and it was like, yo, you're headed in the right path. And I started doing the live streams. I started reading. That's right around the time I started reading the Redemption Manual. And like, yo, it's just 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11. It was crazy. I'm like, okay, I'm heading in the right direction, apparently. You know, I still see 11, 11. You know, let me know I am on the right path to where I need to be going. But yeah, 100%. 444. I forgot what 444 meant. I actually looked that up a little while back. But that was along the lines of protection or something like that. I think. Don't quote me because I'm not perfect with my memory, but check that. Sometimes 1134 comes up, especially for my friends. It's all the time. What up, Joe? It's good to have you here, man. I haven't seen 1134 a lot. I can't say I have, but usually it's repeating numbers. Like it'll be like multiple numbers will appear at the same time for the most part for me. Yes, indeed. I think we got through everything. It took goddamn near 2 hours. That has to be a record for me. But yeah, we got through everything. All right, so probably got another 15 minutes. I'm gonna go grab something to eat. But in the meantime, you know how I do. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this link in here for you guys to, if anybody wants to hop on. As the link. My man Joe, that's hell. What's up? What you talking about, bro? That's the link right there. If y'all want to get in, y'all can hop in. We can chop it up real quick. I got about 15 minutes, and I'm gonna clock out for the night and get something to eat. If y'all want to chop up this fable, we can do so. Listen, imagine this one had me tripping. Imagine getting stung by a bee. The next thing you know, you're talking to your ancestors. Yeah. That's dangerous though, because those little bugs and stuff, they can be used for weapons too, man. It can be used to put vaccines in people. 1134 is hell. Yeah, right. That was on the Eminem cover of his album that's supposed to be coming out. The symbolism on that album cover was crazy. I shared that inside the group, the Foreign National News Network group on Telegram that you guys should probably join if you're trying to keep up with everything that's going on. But yeah, on the Foreign National News Network Telegram group, we talked about that. We broke that bitch down. I think I caught everything. It was blatant delivery of symbolism that you cannot deny. It just everything was all weird with it. It was crazy. But yeah, they did that. They did that very heavy on that joint. Have you tried to acquire your world passport yet? That's on the to-do list, man. That's on the to-do list. I got a few other things I'm working on right now. I'll let you guys know how they go, but a lot of the stuff I do is in the private. I don't talk about a lot of stuff I do on this channel. If we do a consultation or something, I'll tell you about the private things I've done to correct the record and rebut the assumption that has worked out excellently for me. But yeah, a lot of stuff I don't talk about here in the public that I had done. But the world passport I have not got yet. It's on the to-do list. I'm anxious to see how powerful it is, man, because I've heard it's pretty powerful. They have a list of places that accept the world citizen passport. So I'm anxious to see what it is, what it's all about. Yo, said it worked. Y'all crazy, man. Yo said it worked. What happened, yo? What happened, Dirty? You get in trouble, man? You gonna be on the couch. Don't blame me for you being on the couch, man. I'm not responsible for you being on the couch. So if hell is a purification process, maybe 1134 is a healing process. That's a good thought, man. Thanks, bro. That was ill. She probably panicked. Oh, man. That's all good, fam. Yeah, purification process. Possibly. I mean, shit. The numbers are speaking to you, man. The numbers are definitely speaking to you. Oh, all right. So, all right, cool. So we ain't got nobody getting on, man. I'm gonna go in and knock off early tonight, get myself something to eat. All right, great talking to you guys, man. All right, so look, here's the deal. Giving you guys an update. I've been playing around with this new software. I have. I haven't figured out how to master it yet. I want to at least have a good idea of how it works before I use it. I might do a live stream on Tuesday just to feel it out. It's not gonna be a long live stream. I might be on for like 20 minutes or a half hour or something. Just to feel the software out. But it's if anybody out there does like video editing and can put together an intro for me to use, that'd be excellent. I'm probably gonna end up doing some footage too of like to send in to have it chopped up to make like a little intro or something like that. So if anybody does video editing, reach out, holler at me. My email's down there, and you see the ticker at the bottom. Reach out to me in my email, and I'll be glad to. It's also in the description section too. But I'll be glad to reach out. We could do business and rock like that. Yes, sir. So yeah, man, excellent conversation. We covered a lot of heat today with these bars. A lot of good information was dispelled. Hope I put you guys on point as to current events and stuff that's happening, stuff to look out for. We will be back live and direct on Tuesday. Yo, babe, the TV spoke to me. Hey, man, I'm glad I can help y'all with that, Frank. All right, so it is A6, the Foreign National, Born Natural. Thank you so much for tuning in. Y'all have a good night. Take it easy and try to stay cool, stay hydrated, man, and be about your business because your business is about you. Take it easy.